All right, guys. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I hope everybody's good. Man, I got boy. I didn't think it was the worst news in the world. But I got a lot of emails from people who had a lot of things to say. So I thought it might be good to have a little Q&A. But one thing I want to remind everybody, there's still plenty of life left in the channel. And just to use an example, I'm going to use LA Beast as the example. I'm a big fan of LA Beast. I love his videos. I'm a nerd. When he uploads a video, I'm like one of the first people to click it. And I would want a notice. Like if he's going to just stop making videos one day, I've been watching him forever. I would want to know. And I'd want the most notice he could give me. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody's here. We've got Jason P. All my mods, thank you. Look at that. Peppers and Kentucky Living. Good to see you, dude. You got Lego, Silver Surfer Tracy. Good to see you. Dee Dazzle, Robert Springs, Barella. Good to see you, man. There's a man who gets it. Galactic Yachts, Benny Wilson, Paul. Good to see you. TJ Sebastian. Zach D, Logan, Chili Phil. You guys are awesome. Chili Willie, Jane Aldrich. Appreciate you guys being here. So, hi Josh, good to see you. Tell Riley Rose I said hello if you're there. Hi Riley Rose. Daniel Swaffer, good to see you. The life of Dennis Brace. It is Dennis Brace's birthday today. So if we could all do a little bit of a happy birthday for Dennis Brace. He's a good man. So please let's do that. But yeah, hit the like button. More people end up seeing this, people. I appreciate that. Super Hot Vegan, good to see you. So, it was a good news, bad news thing. Honest to goodness, as soon as I saw it, it's kind of like this. I never even considered stopping. But when you look through a lens and it's not clear, and all of a sudden you kind of turn and it becomes clear, it became clear to me how I needed to do this. And the minute it did, I didn't sit on it for like 6 months or a year. The minute I did, I thought I'd tell you. It's kind of how we do things. But there are some people that are real upset with me. I got some emails I could not read out loud. It's a true story. But, it is what it is. I care, we've done this for a long time. And I have this, there's nothing easy about it, but I've been doing it a really long time. You know what I mean? And somebody that, I got a nice email from Dizzy Dragon, and he said, he suggested maybe kind of just slow down. And, there's some people that said maybe you could slow down. Why you don't need to kind of stop altogether. And it's kind of like this. The way I kind of see it is this. Tin Man, good to see you. Contra Vapors, good to see you, man. I've had one speed since we started, and it's been full bore. And it's been like that really since the beginning. So I couldn't really do this. I'm not the guy that can go half-assed at anything. I'm really not. I could not do this, just slowing down for the sake of slowing down. That just would feel disingenuous, and it just wouldn't feel right. You deserve better than that. It's the Costanza. Good to see you. Ethan, hi. I really thought I was doing the right thing. Swearer, good to see you. Carpenter, good to see you. I really did think that I was doing what was best. Well, I know I'm doing what's best for me. I feel guilty about that, but we still have lots of time left, man. We got 2 years, and I got some really cool things. Here, you want to see something really cool, you guys? Let me show you what's coming. There you go. That's what's coming next. After the Burn with Johnny Scoville. Episode 1 is Troy Primo. This, you guys, just so you know, this, I believe, is me and Troy the first year I met him. Although I'm not positive. It was a long time ago. It's me, Troy, and John Hart in the middle from K-Johns. This, I think, is the most recent one of me and Troy. This was filming for Super Hots. So we've got, there's a lot of really exciting stuff coming. I really believe that. Windmill Willie. I think it's a great concept. Here's the thing. You guys have heard these names. Like I could give you a list. I have a list of like almost 50, maybe it's over 50 now. 50 people who've, people some that you're going to be stunned at some of the people that are coming on. I'll give you a hint. I'll tell you one of them. I'm not going to give you hints. I'll tell you one of them that I'm so excited for. I really, really can't wait for this. Jason Riley, the Chili Beast. Man, I'll tell you something. I've never actually spoken to him, but I was a fan. Midge, good to see you, bro. George Heilman, good to see you. Johnny K, thanks for being here. But Chili Beast was a huge influence on me. Like, he was the first guy that I saw burn, like eat something hot, that liked it when it hurt. And I remember the first time watching him, he'd eat something and just kind of smile and like give a little laugh at the camera. Yeah, Jason Riley. He's a great guy. And I messaged him. He's in Hawaii. He's married, his wife in Hawaii. And I messaged him and said, hey, listen. And he knows over the years, I've said it a million times, that you're like, it wouldn't be a Chase either if it weren't for him. And he said, I will do it. I'm going to reach out to Neil Smith from Hippie Seed. He hasn't said yes yet, but there's no way he'll say no. He's like, he and I are good friends. So, but there are going to be some really, really cool interviews of people. And the funny thing about it, when these interviews happen, who you're not going to hear talk is this guy. You don't need to hear me talk. You've heard me talk for a decade almost. What we need to hear is all these really cool stories and really cool information from people that we've known, but we don't like. A lot of these people are people I know. For instance, there's so many that I know just electronically through emails and through text messages, but I've never actually spoken to or interviewed. So this is going to be really, really exciting for me as well. Where can we watch Super Hots? Johnny asked. Johnny K. I don't know. When the Super Hots first came out, they told us it was going to be initially on Hulu and let's see, George. It was going to be on Hulu and Disney Plus, is what they said. And they told us from the jump that it was going to stay on there for a while, and eventually it would come down. It would go to another paid site. So I anticipate it's going to end up on a different paid site somewhere. So I'm not sure where it is right now, but it's no longer on Hulu or Disney Plus. But George Highland says, had some heartbreaking Don's repercussion. Primo was on chicken pot pie last night. Matched well. It's a great sauce. And it's a great name too, Repercussion. If you know the story, it's a really, really cool thing. It's going to be a really fun interview, you guys, with Primo, because we're going to, this is going to be interesting. I watched it on Disney Plus. Said Galactic Yachts. Yep. Yeah, Neil's a great guy, George. George Hobbin says, see me with Neil would be fun. Neil's a great guy. I had so much fun when I met him at his home. He's just an amazing guy. It was a review of the chocolate bubblegum. Yeah, he was the greatest host. Brock Bandy, good to see you, man. He was the best host of anybody I've ever broken bread with. I was still at the point where I hadn't quit drinking yet when I met him, and we got to his house, and he's like, do you like craft beer, Johnny? And I'm like, who doesn't? Yeah, I like craft beer. So he brews his own beer. So I said, are you going to have one with me? He goes, I don't drink. He's sober. I'm sober now, but he was sober then. He goes, I don't drink. I said, you don't drink, but you brew beer for your guests? And he said, yep. Unbelievable. He had these chicken kebabs, and it was just amazing. And he doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. So he was the most giving, gracious guy. We walked around his garden, and it was just amazing. We walked around, and we started where it was mild, and just kind of, he goes, eat this one, eat that one. I ate a ton of peppers that day, but it was really, really fun. Jason P says, I looked and it is still available on Hulu. Okay, so it's still available on Hulu, everybody. Here's one of my greatest friends, Left Eye Pat. Left Eye Pat's going to be somebody I interview. I haven't asked him yet, but I'm gonna. There's a few people in the chat right now that are going to be interviews. But it's going to be fun. We're going to interview sauce makers, professional and hobbyists. We're going to interview pod growers, professional and hobbyists. We're going to interview some people that haven't. There's some really cool ones that I'm really excited about that I don't want to. One is going to be really, really interesting because it's just going to be an interesting one. I wonder if I should tell everybody about it. He's already committed, so I could tell you, just to give you an idea. I'm gonna tell you because he's already said yes. Hi Darius. Hi Jeremy Fowler. Mike Chili Eskimo Stoltz. Good to see you. Brian Scope, who was the producer of the show Super Hot. He was the producer that made that show what it was. I'm gonna interview him. And that was a crazy interview because I asked him, and I didn't think he was going to say yes. He said, "Yeah, man, I love it. It's going to be fun." There's going to be a lot of people watching that one, so that's going to be an interesting one. There's some real. I think the owner of David Ashley is the owner of Ashley Foods, and they make plutonium, and they also make. You're welcome, Left Eye Pat. I wouldn't waste an interview on me. Oh, give me a break, dude. What the series is about is interviews with people that are significant to this channel and me. You know what I mean? And everybody's heard you a million times. They've heard me say Left Eye Pat. They've probably seen when you remember we did the grenade video when I was in the tent. I jumped in the tent. You had your hood covered up. You couldn't even see your face. So a lot of people don't know you. A lot of people do, but this is going to be a great interview. I'm going to learn stuff in this interview that I don't even know yet, Pat. You and I have hung out a lot, but I've never interviewed you. Like you've never interviewed me. We just chill out together. You know what I mean? So that's going to be fun. This is going to be a good comment. All right. Dizzy says, if you make the Ed one, it's going to be pretty chaotic. I thought about it. You know what I mean? I have to think about that. Number one, we're all making the assumption that he'd say, sure, I'll do that. He may not. He may not want to have anything to do with me. I couldn't really say. I blame him if he didn't, you know? Not very popular over there. But it's something I'm considering. I'd have to think about it, though. Like, just like he has to think about it, I'd have to, too. But there are some really good ones. I'll tell you a few others. Merle from Hellfire Hot Sauce. That's going to be a great interview. There are a lot of other really great ones. The list is too long to even read you. I mean, there's been one person who has turned me down so far. And their reason was, dude, you can sit in front of a camera and I can't. He goes, I'm nervous even typing this. I don't think I could do it. But, you know, it was only because of being, you know, uncomfortable in front of a camera. Other than that, literally every single person. I mean, Elijah Extreme is going to be there, but we're going to interview them. It's going to be fun. No, I doubt I would interview Sean Evans, J-Caps. Probably not. Whoops. Pedro, hello from Chile. When's the channel? When the channel is over, will you keep chasing the heat? Great question. Yes, I absolutely will, Pedro. Thank you for asking, and thank you for being here. But J-Cap says, I hit the wrong one again. Oh, there it is. Maybe Sean. You know, I met Sean a couple times. The first time I met him was the first time at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, my first visit there. And he knew who I was, and we talked for a while. And then I saw him the second year I was there. He walked right by me and just looked right through me. It was crazy. And then I was in Hellfire's booth, and they were doing an interview right in front of the booth, a camera there, and he stood right in the booth for like a half hour. We never said a word to each other, so I don't know if he wouldn't be interested in that either, so I'm not sure. Johnny, you'll be doing the interview, says Dennis Brace. Yes, Dennis, I'm going to be the host. I'm going to be the one that interviews everybody. It's going to be, like I said, I don't know if you were there at the beginning, but I'm not going to, listen, you're going to hear, I'm going to talk this much, and they're going to talk. I don't want to hear me. I want to hear them. Brian Ames will definitely be a good one. He and I, it's really interesting. We sort of been fans of each other since the beginning. I've been a fan of his, and he's kind of watched my stuff. And when I met him he was a great guy. He's a very, very cool dude. Super fun to talk to. You said I wouldn't upload videos anymore, but what about comments? I'll probably keep an eye on it, you know. But there'll definitely be no more uploads. But here's the thing. Between now and then, there's so much stuff we're going to do. There's so many videos I'm going to make. And there's, I'm still going to listen. We have 2 more pepper seasons to go and whatever's left in this one. So Broom is definitely, he's already agreed. Broom is really super, as far as growers, he is the most significant grower that I've reviewed for in the entire 8 years so far. And that's the truth. I've done over 160 videos for him, just a ton. So absolutely. Here's an interesting question. Spicy Shark. Yep, you bet. George, I haven't reached out yet, but he's on my list. Tim D says, have you thought about a subscription service for members and do videos just there? We'll miss you, brother. We're glad you subscribe. I have a subscription here for this one. It's $4.99 a month. There's like 120. I haven't made a new one for them in a while, but I'm going to. There's 120 some odd videos there. There's some challenges that nobody on the regular platform has seen. There's preps and a couple aftermaths and some gritty stuff that I've talked about. So that's something I could do without even modifying anything. I could just keep making videos and only let people that have a subscription see them. That's interesting, but I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about that. Onyx says, this whole making solid plans in an uncertain future is for the birds. Do the interviews, go live when you want, and make videos when you want. I'm going to, but here's the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that could do this for 10 and a half years. You know what I mean? I could see going for 10 or 15 or 20, but I don't have another 10 in me. I'm just being straight with you. And I don't have another 5 in me to do it the way I'm doing it. I don't. Tad and Shahina, or Tad and Kit are definitely going to be. Shahina's going to be. League of Fire is. There's going to be a lot. I thought about what my last video. Christopher says, I thought about what my last video will be. Very, very, sort of. I don't plan anything out. The next Lennon, good to see you. Drew V, good to see you. Josh Adler. Bill Moore is on my list of people to reach out to. You know who's on my list of people to reach out to? I'm not even going to say it. We'll see if it happens. I'm not going to say it. It's really interesting. A couple of the emails I got, it was very, very interesting how people were, one person was just like practically violent about it. I get it. Listen, I don't know. Another skydiving adventure, Ethan asks. Yeah, I can see that. There's definitely probably another skydiving adventure in the works. I think so. It's just too much fun not to, I'm not a skydiver and they're terrifying. And that makes them so much fun, Bull Cow, how are you feeling, dude? I love you, man. I hope your health is good, man. Am I still going to be working with Tad and Kit? Alan Taylor would like to know. Alan Taylor, you betcha. I have. I'm never going to stop doing that. And it's not like I don't care about the channel. I do. We've done this for a decade, though. I mean, think about. I did the math today. There's only been. Let me tell you the numbers. I don't know what was making me think of this. Since the channel started, October 19th of 2016, there's only been 2,926 days. That's it. And all that time, it amounts to 2,926 days. In those number of days, I have uploaded 6,257 videos. That's 2.13 videos every day, like every single day. You know what I mean? And it's been a wonderful passion of mine. I love it, but I'm tired. And I have other things that I have other plans. I have other things I'll be doing. Now, I don't know if it matters. It's going to be, somebody said, I hope it's the kind, whatever you do next, I hope it's the kind of thing where you'll share on video. What I'm planning on doing is probably something I will do on video. I don't know. I haven't reached out to, somebody just asked about the Pepper Apprentice. Dennis Brace did. You betcha. I haven't reached out to him yet, but I'm going to, because he's a significant person I'd like to interview. Big Al is another one. It's going to be a very, very busy 2 years. That's why I'm starting and telling you about this now, because I'm not joking you. I could interview people every single week, like from now until the end of it, and still have people I didn't get to. You know what I mean? It's going to take, that's why I'm telling you about it now. Court, good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. What was the deciding factor and why 2026? Good question, Josh. I love Josh, you guys. Josh is a good man. He's got a great little girl. Josh, 2026. Well, here's the thing. I kind of, I have 8 years. I have 8 years in. And I was thinking about the concept of kind of like a meet the makers or meet the people behind the channel that you guys have heard of, that you've heard their names and that really were significant to me. And when that concept came to me, I realized I better get started because we got 2 years left. And honest to God, I've got hundreds of people I could interview, hundreds. And then none of them are boring. They're all really cool people, really eclectic mix of people. It's going to make a very, very fun thing. And I bet I needed to get on it right away. And I wouldn't do 11 years. 10 just seems right. It just felt right. And so there wasn't any, that was the deciding factor. I don't know. It was weird. I've been thinking, I don't know. Like, how's it going to end? How do you do a dismount for this thing? I want to do it right. I didn't want to just fade away. You know what I mean? For the longest time, you guys, I said that I was going to do it as long as it was fun. I was going to continue doing it. When it was no longer fun, I'd stop. I don't ever think it's going to get to the point where it's no longer fun. But somebody made a comment yesterday. It was like, it hit me. It was like a knife. And they didn't mean it like this. But wow, when I read it, it gave me shivers. And it's not really Meet the Makers. It's actually the series is called After the Burn. Okay, so that's what the series is called. But this person left a comment and they said, "Man, I was watching one of your earlier videos. You had fire, you had passion back then, and the fact it almost made it feel like I've lost it, and I've lost the passion now." And that is like I don't ever want to half-ass something. I don't ever want to go through the motions. You know what I mean? I've always said I've had over the years, I probably had 500 people just in the Chile realm. But in other realms in YouTube, I've asked people, like, what's the key to being successful? I don't really know, One thing I've always said is have fun making the video. If you're not having fun, don't make it. I'm never going to make a video because I have time to make a video. I do it because I love what I do. Here's a great question. Oh, sorry. Certainly haven't lost the passion. Thank you, Windmill Willie. But this is what I want to touch on. Silver Surfer. What about a video talking about spirituality and faith? You know what? That's something to certainly consider. That's Tracy, you guys. Silver Surfer. That's Tracy. And he is, can I tell him? I'm going to tell him anyway. Tracy and I are sort of like I call it an accountability partner. I call him once a week or once every week or so. We speak, or he calls me and we talk, and I tell him what I'm struggling with, what's bumming me out, what my heart, what areas of my life I'm working on and where I'm struggling, whatever. And he does the same with me, and we pray together. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it's a great thing because it keeps me, it's a good thing, So that's something I would consider, Tracy. You know what I mean? I'm not ashamed of my faith at all. Now I have a Q&A. It's question and answer, Dominic. Good question though. I had a policy when I started the channel that there was no politics, no religion, and really the funny thing about it is, although everybody knows my faith. It's not like anybody. It's a question. I'm pretty open about that, but I don't like preach on the channel, and that's something I wouldn't do. But that could be something after for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right, J Caps. Here's a good question. Are you going to move to Australia when you retire? Mike, I'm still in the process of working on that. I'm submitting paperwork again to try to gain a visa. I've been shot down a number of times, which is crazy because I'm not unqualified or disqualified. But the next step is just to hire an attorney. So, and by the way, let's talk about the book for a minute because I need to. The book is completed. In fact, I'm not going to say who it is, but there are people in the chat that have read the book. Rich Newton, what a good man. Rich Newton also is one of the people I will be interviewing. He has agreed. He's a wonderful dude. Thank you, Rich. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, Rich. Iron Sword, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Flamin' Jackson, love you, man. But I promise you, I think this how we're going. The other thing about Josh Cohn asked why 10 years. Another thing is this. I mean, I just kind of came up with the concept of letting everybody meet the faces that put a face to the name that you've heard of the names you've heard for almost a decade. So I came up with that idea in the 8th year of the channel. And I was thinking about going 10 years. Yes, I am, Yolanda. If you think about the way, a plane ride, I said this yesterday's video, a plane ride, if it's a 10-hour flight, about 8 hours in, you're thinking about landing. And that's kind of where we're headed now. So it just seems like it just seems perfect. You know what? The great thing about it is when it's done, it'll be a tight, neatly, it'll be a nice little bundle. You have 10 years to the day. At that point, there'll be over 10,000 videos on the channel. Right now we're at 65. We'll probably be at 85 at the end of this year. So 2,000 and change by the end of the last one. But it's going to be the people that I have to interview really are going to be neat. I have a couple that I'm really hoping, but some of them are just spectacular. I'm dating a woman from Tennessee. Says Life of Dennis Brace. That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear you. It's been a year, he says. Well, congratulations. She's a fortunate woman because you're a good dude. Here we go. This is an interesting one. Yeah, but to me, it isn't a journey, but a destination. Yeah. Well, I get it. I understand. Bizzle, love you, dude. Good to see you. Man, Bizzle. So, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, it just seems, man, it's 10 seasons. That's beautiful. I think that's great. You know what I mean? I bet you there are people in the chat that right now that have watched Seinfeld more than 3 times. Let me pick on Bizzle. Bizzle, how many times have you watched Seinfeld start to finish? I'll bet there are people in the chat that have watched Breaking Bad 3 times, every season, every episode. I'll bet there are. Nobody's going to sit down and watch season 1, season 2. But the good news is it's broken down in chunks in the playlist, so you can watch just the challenges and things like that. So Bizzle's watched it probably 12 times. See, so we've all done that. Mike, here's a good question. Toby says, am I going to keep all my videos on YouTube? From the I'm not going to remove any of the channel of the videos that I have up. I'll leave them there. They're there forever. I thought about that. Long after I'm gone, I'll be dead and gone, and those are going to be there. It's kind of a cool thing. When will these interviews start? Dennis Brace asks, great question. The interviews will begin this Wednesday. The first one will be Troy Primo. If you weren't here when I showed this, let me show you this is what the thumbnails look like for all the videos in the series. And to kind of give you an idea, let me show you this. This will give you an idea. All these people here, those are the thumbnails of everybody who said yes already. Each one of those is an individual thumbnail. I haven't made half of them. So it's going to be fun. And what we're going to do is in every one of these, we're going to open it up. I mean, it's live. These are going to be live. So for most of it, which is going to be us talking. And then towards the end, we're going to open up to question and answer. And if you guys have some questions, you'll be able to ask them. And that's going to be really cool. Look at this right here. Here's why. Dizzy says, I need to give you a list of questions for Troy that nobody has asked. He has questions, he says. JCap says, sweet. Dizzy has questions. Balaki, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you stopping in. Here's a good one. I'll go there, Lego. I hope you and Troy talk about you know who. here's the thing. What you're going to hear is not me. I mean, I'll interject a little bit here and there, but what you're really going to hear is the person I'm interviewing. And there's so many things that I want to know. There's a lot of things I've never, all these people that I'm friends with, like Merle, when you meet somebody, you don't sit down and interview them. When I met Primo, it wasn't like I'm going to sit down and interview the guy. We just became buddies right away. We just sort of connected. So every time we talk, we're just talking about what's going on then. We don't really say, well, tell me how you started. And so there's so many questions that I don't know that I want to. The next line says, you should be proud, Johnny. Most shows nowadays don't get renewed after 2 seasons due to lack of views, and look what you've done. Be proud, sir. Thank you, bro. You know what I figured out today? The channel has right now, as we speak, I don't know. Let me tell you. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, it does, because right now the channel, our little bus, has 146,744. We've averaged 50 new bus riders a day, every day since the day the channel started. Now, there are some days we got 1,000. Like when here, let me show you something really cool. I may not have, actually, I may not. I didn't, I don't think. Let me see. No, I didn't send it to me. I've got a couple of videos I'll show you next time we do a live. But that's crazy. Holy Monkey Farms, good to see you. Holy Monkey Farms is going to be interviewed. I'm telling you, I've reached out to so many great people, and it's great. It's going to be, the growers are going to be really fun, because a lot of you guys are growers and you're going to have questions that I don't have because I haven't grown, but you guys are going to have fun with these. It's going to be neat. Fusebox, have you considered making your brand of hot sauce? You know what? We started off planning on rebranding Chase the Heat hot sauce. We have a sauce. We had Chase the Heat hot sauce. Me and David Foy, we sort of phased out because we were in the process of coming out with 3 new flavors. We have them. We just haven't done it yet. It takes a great deal of time. So it's something that we'll probably do again. But I got to tell you something, man. The sauce game is ridiculously challenging. You work your tail off for not very much money. And while everything I do is for the love of it, I can't expend that much time and that much effort and not have a profit that makes it worth it. And that's kind of the problem with the sauce, just being honest with you. Carl says, you've inspired me to try hotter peppers. Yesterday, I ate a few Chipotle. Very, very cool. That's the goal, is everybody's trying to do something different and trying to, life is about experience. Who's I talking to about this? Oh, I did an interview with a podcaster in Perth 2 days ago. Really good dude. It's going to come out within a week or so. But his name is Mark. He's a super nice guy. But we talked about that. We talked about how everybody the trying different peppers and moving to something higher. It's a great interview. Wait till you see it was a very, very fun interview. Will the guitar side of you still be in front of a camera? I don't know, Jeremy. Good question. I haven't. Sound terrible. I haven't played a guitar in probably a month. I got it with me. It's right there on the wall. I haven't played. I've just been busy doing other things. I started talking earlier. I squirrel off. This is terrible. About the book. The book's finished. There's one change I'm doing to it that I think is going to clear things up for the reader. And as soon as that's done, I announced the name of it. If you were on the video, the live stream 2 days ago, I announced the name of it. You have to go check that out. Will I keep rocking the braid? It's a great question. I'll have to think about that, Jason P. I've had it for a long time. I'm not lying. It's been, we'll see. If it wasn't for you, my knowledge of peppers wouldn't be what it is now. Chili Phil, thank you so much. It's really funny. I didn't know that much about peppers when I started. I liked them. I grooved on them, but I didn't really know anything. I've learned so much myself over the years. Really have. George says, the The braid never fails to impress. That's another thing. Let's talk about that. Tired I am of tired I am of braiding this. It's brutal. It really is. I'm tired of it. So I'm also going to be. Hang on a second. Jeremy says, any chance of putting legs on the book? That way it could be a coffee table. Shelton, you know something? It's got a ring to it. I think it would be a good idea. Shelton, half the people, I know that Bizzle got that because he's a Seinfeld person. He's a wealth of humor. You know what he is? He's great with movie references. So is Lego, though. I've gone anti-beard, clean shaved. Well, you know what? I don't know about having a clean shave. I'll go with a goatee probably for a while, but I don't know about that. That's old, man. It's played. J-Cap asked a funny question. Are you going to cut the braid on the last episode? That was something I actually planned on doing. How about that? Think about it. It's like the perfect show if you do that. It started with a goatee every single day for 8 years, 10 years. The last day. See you later, guys. I don't know. Johnny and Neil, always my go-to for amazing content. I'm going to have to enjoy the next 2 years indeed. Holy Monkey Farms. Neil is amazing. I love Neil. He's such a good guy. He really is. Beards are a drag. It's really funny. I'll be honest with you guys. I had no idea it was going to become such a thing of like I didn't know I was going to have an image. I didn't know I was going to have it. Like I'd be a brand, but kind of happened. And like, I'm known for it. And it's not that it's not like I think it's bad luck if I cut it like Samson's locks or something like that. But I kind of don't want to quit something that's working. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of times I want to get rid of this. Drew says, you got to go out eating a warthog surströmming gusher. You know what, Drew? We have another surströmming video we're going to do. Tommy and I are going to do surströmming again. Here's my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. You little thug, you. I love you, dude. Tell Mercedes I said hello. I hope you're doing good, man. That's my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. It's really funny watching. He'll be somebody that I interview for the end. You got to be kidding me. He's absolutely an interview. I love you, Dad. We are great. I'm glad you guys are good. Give her a hug for me. Tell Mercedes I said. She's probably right there. Hi, Mercedes. Who's somebody I was thinking about interviewing? I bet nobody can guess. I was thinking about interviewing Ted Barris. Wouldn't that be an interesting interview? Some of you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's like, oh, who's he? If you know, you know. He was another big inspiration for this channel. I don't know. Windmill Willie, people have asked, am I going to have Ed Curry on? I don't know. I have to think about it. Listen, we both would have a ton to think about. I'll tell you why. I wouldn't do it live. If I did a video with Ed, I wouldn't do it live. It would definitely be, I probably wouldn't do it live, but I don't know. That was my guess, says Nicholas Hooks. He was guessing Ted Barris. Listen, I think that would be a fantastic interview. He's an interesting guy. He really, really is. And it would just be an interesting interview. He hasn't really been in front of us in the chili world for a long time. When I started, he was a beast. I think like you two did him dirty. He had 96,000 followers and they dumped it. They deplatformed him. That was brutal. I remember that shook me. That I was like, what? They did what? That was just the most unbelievable thing. Toby Reville says, maybe your son can take over the channel. My son actually has a channel, Johnny Scoville Jr. His link to his video can be found at the end of every one of my videos on the bottom screen. There's a little link towards the end. He's fun. He does great videos. Drew V, thank you, bro, for the super chat. Have I? Let's see here. Have I ever thought of handing down Chasey to a passionate upcoming chili head? It's interesting. I have not thought of doing that, Drew. What I have thought of, and it's something that I'm going to be doing. There's a handful of chili heads that have channels that I really love, that I dig, that I love watching. Bull Cow is one of them. Keaton West, he's in the chat. Just look at that. Speak of the devil. Keaton West, right there, is somebody that I've already spoken to him. He's already said yes. I'm not kidding you. I told you I've done all this. Ask Dean. Have I asked you, Dean, already? He's going to say, yep. Keaton, have I asked you? Yep. So there's a number of chili heads that I'm going to be interviewing. And it's not that I'm giving the channel to somebody else or passing it down, but I'm absolutely going to try to help them get a jump start and pass the torch to them. That's something that I didn't get. I'm not like woe is me and I'm not whining. But when I started, listen, you got a dog. Good job. I hope he's a cool one. Text me pictures, dude. When I got started, it was slow going. I was killing myself. I was doing some of the gnarliest challenges. And I mean, I came right out of the gate hard. And, it was brutal. I don't know. You got a new dog, man. So anyway, so Keaton's going to be, there's a few others. Wheels on Heat. I haven't asked him yet, but I'm going to see if he let me interview him. I think he's great. So I'm definitely going to try to pass the baton on, so to speak, and at least let everybody in my, all people that watch me know who I watch. You know what I mean? Because the first person who ever gave me a shout out was Bill Moore. And it was amazing. It was the most unbelievable thing. I couldn't believe it because I watched Bill for years. I was like, I couldn't believe him talk about me in a video. And I picked up 11 subscribers in one day. And for the day, that was like a huge day. I was like, oh, Chili Chinglish is another person I'm going to interview. He's amazing. So there are definitely some that I love. Yeah, you know what, Johnny Jr., you should do videos with your pup. I have squirrel videos all the time. Elegant James, take time for you, man. We appreciate it, but take care of yourself is important. I appreciate that. I'm not good at taking days off. I'm not good at relaxing. I've taken one day off in this decade. You guys know that? Since 2020, I've had one day off where I didn't upload a video. So Quade Prescott says, I can't wait to see all new content. This channel is top notch. Thanks for the ride, Johnny. Thank you, Quade, for saying that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Bill's great at Holy Monkey Farms for sure. Brent's Ascents says you really did pave the way. Thank you for saying that, but you want to know something? I stand on the shoulders of giants who did it before me, truthfully. Bill's one of them. Neil's another one of them. There's a whole bunch way back that I can't even remember some of them. You know who will remember some of them? Dizzy will remember. There's Darth Naga or Darth Naga. I can't remember Darth Naga. But there were some that way back that were just really, really incredible to watch. And, they did it first. I remember I didn't invent anything. I didn't invent a thing ever. I sat down and cut a pepper open just like Bill Moore does, I'm actually probably closer to the style of Ted Barris, but without the chucking. Good news. I figured out how to know how many intervals there are between uploads. Thank you, Dizzy Dragon. What Dizzy Dragon is doing is he's helping me I'm going to come up with an accurate number of how many days I've taken off. Meaning how many 24-hour blocks of time went by without me uploading a video. I bet people are going to be stunned by it. I've gone pretty hard. Keeping the faith. Thanks again for answering my comments, Johnny. Please come to Sacramento before you call it quits. Thank you, Keeping the Faith. I might do that. It's going to be Brad Bishop was great. Oh, man. See this list. Brad Bishop says was wonderful. I loved it. Brad Bishop was like a WWE wrestler and Elvis eating peppers rolled up into one. It was so much fun to watch. Then there's Dizzy's adding in with Darth Naga, Paul, yep, and Comp Moder, yeah. Boy, it's been a long time. But those guys were the ones who started all. I just said, hey, I can do this. That's all. Check my phone. Thank you. My son sent me a picture of his pup on the phone. Dude, what is that? Is that a Great Dane, bro? Hey, is that a Great Dane, dude? Seriously, is that what that is? A Great Dane? It looks like a Great Dane. You can put a saddle on that. I'm not sure how wise that is. You have any clue how much that's going to eat, man? Dude, that's a Great Dane. And I love dogs. Is that a Great Dane to you guys? It looks like a Great Dane to me. I mean, listen, I love animals, but dang. Wow. It may be a Great Dane. You know what? Have a son, they said. Be fun, they said. I'm kidding. I love my son, but dang, dude. A mixed bag of donuts. Just curious, does anyone make spicy eggnog for the holidays, or does that not exist? I think it probably exists still. I don't. I like eggnog. I never did. I don't even think I ever really had the spicy back when I was drinking. He's a horse, says my son. You're funny, dude. You're gonna be calling me saying, dude, I need to buy a bag of dog food. Can I have $500? Dude, that thing is huge. Honestly, tell me it's full grown, right? It's full grown. I'll tell you a story about a Great Dane later. I will. Scooby-Doo, man, it's a big dog. Everybody loves your dog. His name is Butcher. Of course it is. He's not just like Fonzie, dude. He's nothing like Fonzie. He's twice as big as Fonzie. And I know I'd love him. I know I would. And Jane's not helping. Jane says he's a beautiful puppy. He's a beautiful colt or draft horse. Thank you, Jane. You're sweet. George's sister has a greyhound named Dino, the giraffe horse. Yeah. They grow to the size of their room, says Dizzy. See, none of this is good. None of this is good. May as well have gotten a bear or a Clydesdale. Well done, son. I believe that was the first one, David. I had a couple early on that got deleted. I got a couple that got deleted. Listen, you'd never know this, but I've had 4 strikes. I'm the bad boy. I haven't had a strike in a really long time, but I've had 4 of them. I don't mean warnings or they give you a limited. I mean 4 strikes. I haven't had one in a long time. Look what Tracy says. And he knows what he's talking about. Great Danes need their own sofa, dude. I'm glad you love this. I'm glad you look at my son loves this. I'm glad you're having a good time, man. Really. See that? He's taking the couch as his own. Definitely a great way to spread the love as you slow down is to the content is by highlighting those in the community. Absolutely. And there's some great ones. You'll be somebody I'll be interviewing, dude. Haven't reached out to you yet, but you are. Say goodbye to your furniture, says J Cap. He's not kidding. But it's going to be a fun 2 years for you guys. I promise you that. We're going to wrap it up now. Does anybody have any last questions? We'll get to them. I had a friend named Bill. I won't say his last name. I had a friend named Bill. Tommy and I knew them. They were friends of my mom and dad's when we were kids. And he had a dog. He had 2. One was named Mariah, and one was named, I don't remember, Duke or something. Hey, Tommy. What was Bill's? Hang on a second, you guys. You remember Bill's Great Dane? He had Mariah, Jack. It was Jack. Thank you. It was Jack. Yeah, thank you. And this thing, Bill was 6'6" or 6'8", and when Jack stood up on it, he made a mistake, dude, and you can't go back on it. He's yours now. You know what I mean? Okay. Got to get away from dogs. I don't want to think about it anymore. Dizzy has a question. Fire away, Dizzy. Can I cancel the channel ending thing? Is that what you're asking me? Can I cancel the channel ending thing? You know what, you guys? Listen. I was like your training wheels for a while. You guys are good now. You know? You guys are going to be all right. Listen, we have a lot of content between now and the end. I promise there's going to be some really, really fun ones. David says, David Dupont, good to see you, David. Okay. I know it was the first one I saw, but it seems like you had a couple before. Must have been a strike. I've had a few. I had, the first one was funny. It was for eating 3. I still have it's really funny. Everything's still there. The title, the description, but the video says it's been deleted for breaking the rules. I ate 3 ghost peppers, and they said that it was a dangerous act, and I was an unprofessional in an unprofessional environment. Like, hang on to your hat; it's just going to get worse from here. Then I had another strike, and I'm not joking. If you have 3 strikes in a 90-day period, you're done. I carried 2 strikes for like 2 months, and I was like, if you go back, you can look. I was doing reviews of salt. I'm not joking. Powder. I was doing the most mellow reviews because I was scared to death of catching a 3rd strike and getting my channel dumped. I already watched it happen to Ted, Look at this. Keeping the faith. Have I considered doing interviews with bus riders, viewers as part of your interview series? Do you want to hear something funny, Keeping the Faith? Not only am I planning on that, I'm going to reach out to, some select people that have been around forever. Dizzy Dragon, he's the Chase Seed historian. I'm going to ask him. I'm not even fooling you. I really am. I even thought about reaching out to the haters of mine, the ones who would just make videos about me just incessantly. I never shoot back. I never respond. I don't care. They keep doing it like it's funny. It's funny to me. But I thought about interviewing them. Seriously, bringing the trolls that hate me on and doing an interview with them. But I wouldn't be able to do it live because they would say something on purpose just to try to ruin the video. You know what I mean? I'd have to do it film it and upload it after. But I thought about doing that. I thought that would be kind of a fascinating thing, Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Keeping the Faith. That's why I wouldn't be able to do it live, is because they would try to do something to hurt it. But I wouldn't really want to give them a platform. Really, I just feel bad for those guys. I really do. One of them in particular breaks my heart. Someone said, I think it was Dizzy, said I should do a plutonium again. I don't know, man. Uncle Mungo, it's funny. Uncle Mungo, I've not reached out to, but he's somebody I want to interview. I've reached out to Fel Falati, Hot Sauce in Egypt. They've said yes. I'm going to reach out to Dragonfire Chill. Actually, I think I reached out to him. I haven't heard yet. Or maybe I didn't. But I'm picking my favorite sauce makers in each of the countries I've been to. I'm going to interview them. I'm not kidding. This is going to be a really, really fun 2 years. No joke. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I thank you all for joining me and hanging out with me. You're going to start seeing a whole lot more live streams. We're going to be doing a lot more the next 2 years. You're going to see a lot of videos like I always have been. But, man, are you going to see a lot of live streams. Boy, you got that right, Silver Surfer. He's a great human being and an awesome sauce creator. He really is. Jonathan LaFay says, super cool idea. Thank you, Jonathan. I really like the idea. I think it's great. Count Dankula, thank you for being here. So I think it's just going to be a really, really fun way to kind of take the show, kind of bring the show to a conclusion. Then if you have been there from the beginning, then think about this. You got to know me. We spent a lot of time together. We learned about a lot of great products and great peppers, and we heard who made these products and who grew these peppers. And the last part, we're all going to meet everybody and it's all going to come full circle. I think it seems right to me. But thank you all. Just remember, there's no reason to be upset about anything. We have a lot of content. Some of the most amazing stuff is coming your way. I promise you. Oh, also one last thing. Look, it is what it is. I've asked over the years, probably 5 or 6 times, I've asked LA Beast if he would do a collab with me. He's not a collab guy. We all know that. I'm never going to do a collab with him. It's never going to happen. And I know that. but I really want to interview him because right there's a silver play button on the wall, and we wouldn't have it if it weren't for LA Beast. That's the truth. I'd like to say, oh, I did it. No, I didn't. He did it. So if you guys want to put a little heat on LA Beast and say, man, it'd be really cool if you did that video. I would love to interview him because he's an amazing guy. And, I feel like I've left my mark on the chili community, but what I've done for the chili community, he's done for all of YouTube and all of content creating in general. He is a legend, and I would really, really love to interview that guy. So anyway, I love all of you. Thank you guys so much. You're my friends. I love you. Please be kind to each other. I will see you guys soon. We'll be doing another live stream very soon. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Thank you to all my mods that were here. I love you all. You guys are rock stars. And for all of you who took the time to come here and hang with me, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.